Hey everyone, Sam here from Sugar Spun Run, and today I'll be showing you how to make honeycomb candy. Honeycomb candy, which you may also have heard of as a seafoam candy or cinder toffee, is a super simple candy to make. It only requires a few ingredients, and with a little bit of technique, I'm sure you are going to have no problem making this candy in your own kitchen. To get started, you are going to want to prep all of your ingredients before you begin. This is critical because once your candy hits a certain point, you need to move quickly, so you need to be ready before you even begin. You are going to want to line a 9 by 9 inch pan with parchment paper. This is going to help keep the candy from sticking to the bottom of the pan. It's going to make cleanup a lot easier for you. You are also going to want to get 2.5 teaspoons of baking soda prepped. You're not going to need this to the end, but again, you want to have it ready. Now, because we are using candy, you are going to want a candy thermometer for this recipe. It doesn't have to be a digital one, but I really prefer using a digital candy thermometer. I've always gotten the best results using this kind. I'll leave a link to this particular thermometer down in the description below. This one just works really well for me and it's pretty inexpensive. So you're not going to need this just yet, but you want to have it handy. Another tool you should keep on hand is a wooden spoon. I like to use a wooden spoon because it doesn't conduct heat. A metal spoon, you're going to burn your hand, forget about it. So a long-handled wooden spoon is a good idea when making candy. Now, to actually begin, the first ingredient you're going to need is 1 cup of granulated sugar. We'll add this to our medium-sized saucepan, and you'll also need 1/3 cup of light corn syrup. Make sure we get all that in there. Now you'll just need 1/3 cup of water. Now the only other ingredient you'll need for this honeycomb candy is that 2.5 teaspoons of baking soda that we talked about just a second ago. Do not add this to your saucepan, just have it measured out and have it ready nearby. Back to our saucepan. You're going to want to turn your stovetop heat to about medium heat and just stir everything until your ingredients are combined. Now just stir this occasionally until your sugar is dissolved and your mixture begins to come to a boil. Now that your mixture has come to a boil, we're going to remove our spoon. We're not going to stir our mixture any longer, and we are going to attach our candy thermometer. Now keep in mind, when you attach your candy thermometer, you do not want the point at the bottom to be touching the bottom of the pan. That's going to make it read much hotter than it actually is, so you want this about in the middle of your mixture. Now you need to have a little bit of patience with this process because it is going to take a while for the mixture to finish cooking and reach the desired temperature. Do not turn up the heat to make it happen faster. What you're going to end up doing is burning your candy, and you don't want that. Slow and steady on medium heat is the way to go. Now, as I just said, we're not going to be doing any more stirring. All we're going to do at this point is wait for our mixture to reach 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Watch it carefully because if it goes above that temperature, it'll burn really fast and you'll have to start all over. Now that our thermometer is reading 300 degrees Fahrenheit, now we have to move fast. We'll remove our saucepan from the heat, and now we need our baking soda. Stir in the 2.5 teaspoons of baking soda, and now stir your mixture until it turns a nice golden color. You don't want to overmix this because then you'll deflate all of the bubbles that give this honeycomb candy its signature texture. But once it turns golden and everything looks nicely combined, now we can pour it into our prepared pan. Now when we pour it out into our pan, you can just wiggle the pan a little bit to let it spread into the corners. You don't want to use like a spatula or anything to spread it because what you'll do, as you can see here, is it'll actually start to deflate your honeycomb. That's not going to make it look very nice, so try not to touch it once you've poured it into the pan. Now that's all there is to making our honeycomb candy. We're just going to let it set for an hour, and once it has set, now we can remove it from our pan and use a knife, or you can just use your hands and break it into small pieces. Look at all those bubbles in the interior. I think you understand now why it's called honeycomb candy. So that is all there is to making honeycomb candy. If you would like, you can drizzle or dip yours in some dark chocolate or semi-sweet or milk chocolate. I always like a drizzle of dark chocolate on mine. As you just saw, super simple to make. It does require a little bit of patience, and always make sure you have everything ready before you begin. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and I'll see you next time. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you would give me a big thumbs up and maybe even hit the subscribe button below.